is an indices question. In solving a question like this, you have many methods to use, but it is advisable to use the mathematical rules of method that can just make you to have the authority anytime you are solving the OBJ to know that this is the answer. If you still remember, there is one law of indices this. You have to recall that if we have a raised to power m divided by a raised to power n, the law of indices lets us to know that a raised to power, it should be, because they have the same base, meaning that having the same base, we make them to, now you choose one base, you now say that m minus n, just because they have the same base. Now, there is another law of indices. In this is where it is being applicable to this question. You have 2 raised to power 5x divided by 2 raised to power x. You discover that they have the same base. It means that 2 raised to power 5x minus x, which is 2 raised to power 4x. So you have applied the law of indices to solve this. So you make it to combine it to 1. The 2 will now become 1. You still recall that from the law of indices, he said n root a raised to power m. He said it can still be written as a raised to power m at the same time raised to power 1 over m. So if 5 are the root of 2 raised to power 10, meaning that 2 raised to power 10 or raised to power 1 over 5. There is another law of indices. The law of indices, he said if a raised to power m at the same time raised to power n, he let us to know from that law that a raised to power m times n, it will be equal to a raised to power m in bracket of raised to power n. So therefore, meaning that 2 raised to power 10, meaning that 2 raised to power 10 is 2 raised to power 10 or raised to power 1 over 5 will give you 2 raised to power 10 times 1 over 5. Here 1, here 2. So this now we now have 2 raised to power 2. Let's now write the question again. The question says that 2 raised to power 5x divided by 2 raised to power 2x. It said 2 raised to power is 2 raised to is 5, the 5 root 2 raised to power 10. You know that from the law that we have proved that 2 raised to power 5x, everything gives us 2 raised to power 4x, which is 2 raised to power 4x is equal to 2 square. Still recall another law. Recall that if a raised to power m is equal to a raised to power n, this is in Disical equation law. He said m will be equal to n because they have the same base. So therefore, 4x will be equal to 2, meaning that x is equal to 2 over 4, which is equal to 1 over 2. So from here, from the OBJ, you see that 1 over 2 is 4 among the C. So therefore, in Waec 2023 mathematics, the solution for 3 is C. That is the answer. So we apply the law to solve. The moment you're able to use the law, you will surely get the answer.